Hey, welcome to the Bennington Masters Program. Today we're doing a series on our interiors. What's one of the most important thing about a Bennington is the craftsmanship in the interior. Our vendor partner is Veada Industries in New Paris, Indiana. We're going to take you through and show you the uniqueness and why our boats are the best when it comes to interiors. I'm talking about foams, upholstery, stitching, and old world craftsmanship. Doug Sturry's going to lead us into a factory tour and really get this across to you and your customers.
Hi, I'm Doug Sturry, co-owner with my brother Bob at Veada Industries. Privileged to be a part of Bennington's program. We've been with them since day one when Steve approached us, and we'll take you through the factory, show you our process, how we do things, and got some good things to show you. This is a featured seat that is in every Bennington boat that you need to promote, because there's multiple selling features on this that you need to make sure the consumer realizes, because once it's upholstered, everything's internal and everybody thinks the seats are the same. There's three areas on a seat that rust. One of them is inside the frame, and it runs out the bottom, ruins the floor. The other one is on the arm where it runs down the side where there's steel. And the other one is on the take-up spring. And those take-up springs, ours has a special coating on it, and I'll get to that later. The features on this seat are very clear. First one is 500-hour saltwater test, documented inside and out, all components. As you can see, there's plastic components, different places. If this frame is not coated completely inside, what it'll do is it'll go in here, it'll get an air bubble in here, it's all raw steel. It'll get raw steel all in here. Moisture always finds a way to get into the seats, and then the only way to get out is once it sits there for a while and it runs out. We've got a patent on this arm. As you can see, it's plastic inside and out, removes very easily. It's got the honeycomb design, which is very important because, as you can see here, the foam bonds between these honeycombs. What that does is that prevents any kind of roll off on your foam. This is a steel arm with a steel shaft. Ours is a plastic arm with a plastic shaft. The arm will rust. It'll be in the chair like this. It'll rust right around this corner here because there's no protection, and it runs down the side of the seat. So you not only get rust coming out of the frame under the floor, you get rust running down the side of your seat with everybody else's arms. Our arm doesn't do that. We get strength in our arm with the steel insert stainless steel pins. As you can see, that's inside. That gives us all the strength, passes all testing. You cannot break this arm. We've got the keyhole design that pops the arm in and out. Very simple, up and down position. Very important feature. If nothing else, this should sell the seat. These two flex bands back here, these are plastic, they're movable, they flex. Gives you terrific lumbar support. A lot of our competition doesn't have anything in here. They've got a foam outside back and a foam front. This gives you the best support of any seat out there. Plus it's plastic, it doesn't rust. One thing that we do first at Veada is the seat's got to sit good. This seat in your boat is the #1 seat in the boat. There's somebody in this seat every minute that boat is in operation. So for this not to be the best seat, the most comfortable seat, the most ergonomic seat is a huge mistake. And a lot of people don't pay any attention to that. That's why these type of features are very important. The take-up spring is another rust element. This spring is what brings the back and forth when you release the lever. Ours has got a special coating on it that does not come off in the coating process. Everybody else's has got a wax coating on this spring. So when they dip the frame in the solvent to coat it, the wax layer comes off, the coating goes on the spring, and as soon as you move the seat once, it flakes off and you have no protection. You got a raw steel spring. Like we said, water gets in a seat. These are out in the harshest environment in the world. That spring rusts And up here in the north and wherever you store your boats, that thing goes into storage, it sits. People come in the spring, try to release the lever. Seat doesn't move. They break the levers, seat's locked up because this spring is seized. And it also rusts and can run out. But when that seizes up, this seat is done. You got to replace the seat. There's no way to fix it. And we've had more people complain about their seat's not working. They break the levers. They say, I need a new lever. It's not the lever, it's the frame. This won't rust, won't seize. This won't rust, won't seize. Foam won't roll off. It's bonded. Self-leveling arm pattern, it's best in the industry. Keeps your arms actually level when it goes up and down. And you can see when we recline, see how it stays level. Ours is rock solid. A lot of them are so flimsy, the competition, because one arm will be up, one will be down. They're not consistent. There's a lot of play. This is a new frame we're working on. It'll be in production in less than 6 months. It's a flip-up bolster chair. In the past, the flip-up bolsters had to have an outside hinge on them, which even though it was stainless, I mean, it looks okay. It's not as pretty. Some people don't like it. We moved ours to the inside, so you won't have any external fasteners. The hinge, does the stroke just like the other one. This is a non-coated frame, so don't pay attention to that. But this is going to be so nice because it's all hidden. The top of the bracket is at the bottom of the foam, which is very important. Our competition has a scissor hinge that sets at this level, so the top of this thing is only an inch down from the top of the foam. Put your knee on it, you're going to bust your kneecap. Plus the stroke, as you can see, this stroke is going to be a finger pincher in the up position and the down. And this is what's out there on the market. Anybody that's got little kids knows they're going to move this thing up and down. Not only have the potential of injury on your knee, you have the potential of somebody getting their finger in that hinge. We absolutely won't use this. This feature is so nice because, as you can see, it just moves. There's nothing to go wrong. It's down at the bottom and it just works better. We can design this because these frames are designed by us, and our frame manufacturer makes them only for us. He doesn't make them for anybody else. We've got exclusives with him, and it's outside the industry, so people can't copy it. And we control every element of what goes into our seats. What you'll find in our R&D department is every pattern person has a laptop, accesses to a customer management file, which starts the process when we have a new project. And we work with the designers and the concept people. It goes under the management file, goes through the system, gets documented on each stage of production, ends up in a PDF print, which is on bill of materials. These prints right here show every piece that we make for a Bennington, all the constructions. It shows all the bill of materials, everything about it, the foam spec, the plastic spec, the wood spec. This is our R&D department. The pattern department, actually this is where it all starts. We work with the designers. They bring the concept sketches in. We develop the rotocast, we develop the foam, we develop the wood. Constantly creating, reinventing, coming up with new ideas, new concepts, new approaches to upholstery. Everything is done on a white piece of paper. Nothing pre-exists, it's all custom, and it's exclusively for Bennington. This is how we'll receive the information from the designers. It comes via email a lot of times, or a personal visit. We'll take the concept, we'll develop the seat on the recliner frame as we saw earlier, establish the foam pack, establish a proto, kind of a first run concept. We'll check it for ergonomics, first of all, the foam pack, then we'll check it for style lines, then we'll put in the colors and the locations, and it can take 3, 4, 5 tries till the designers approve it, get a final approval. Then it'll follow us through completion into the documentation, bill of materials department, and eventually into production. This is the documentation side of the R&D process. The side we just came from was the pattern, concept, establishment side where we do the proto and get it for final approval. Once it's finally approved, the patterns come to this station on the documentation side. It goes into our Gerber cutting system. They digitize in the patterns. We are just now in the process of putting this into a new system that creates everything in the cloud. So we're cutting edge on our cutting process. That will digitize the patterns in. It gets made in the cloud, the markers, whatever boat is on order from Bennington, and it'll group the patterns together, put them right down to the cutter, cuts it, comes off color coded, streamlines right through the operation. At the same time, we have our Thermwood station where we do all our CNC wood programs and all our CAD. They design all the programs. We got 3 CNC routers in the wood shop that cut all the wood. So everything is drilled, cut, precision for the T-nuts. So everything lines up, it's always consistent. On our wood, one of the things that we do that a lot of people don't is when it comes off the cutter, we edge the wood, put a 1/4-inch bevel all the way around the wood so you don't have splinters, you don't have sharp corners, you don't have anything that's gonna give you a problem in the field. Another reason why Bennington's seats don't have the warranties, don't have the failures, the thread, the edged wood, the soft edges, everything about it is designed to not have a problem. This is the next step then. This is where we digitize in the foam. The foam specs come to these stations. They are digitized in, sent to the foam. We control all the specs. Everything gets sent electronically to the foam suppliers, and they use our data to make the foam. Everything comes in pre-cut, fitted, ready to go. The assembly people don't have to think about the foam. They don't have to cut it. They don't have to do anything. They just put it on the bench, fits. The cover is designed to fit, so everything just goes together, and it's how we get consistent, high-speed production and very, very consistent product. Not only how we pull it, but how the specs come in and how it's all designed to fit. This team of professionals will do the wood print, they'll do the foam print, they'll do the style page, the color pages. They do everything in relation to the product. And when they get done with it, it goes back to the pattern people for verification. And that way we've got our double check, make sure we don't make any mistakes on the specs. Bill of materials is the next step. As you can see, we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of yards of vinyl that whatever combination the designers choose goes into a Bennington product, and we'll cut over 100 rolls a day for production. This is what we do with our remnant fabrics and for our parts order. These are high-speed single-ply cutters that cut the one-offs. These are not production items, these are one-off productions. Whenever we have to do that, like Bennington's parts orders, this is how we can supply them so well on a timely fashion with all the different products that they've had over the years. In a timely fashion and get them cut and on time. These will cut, as you can see, 3,500 inches a minute. We've got 2 of them that we operate on. And these just cut incredibly fast, incredibly accurate. Everything is digital. We bring the patterns down electronically, cut them, put them right into production. There's no way you can hand cut and do this fast and try to stay up on production items. The other thing we do with these cutters is as our inventory levels get done, this helps us do green sustainability. We'll take the small rolls, we'll strip cut them into pull strips. We'll use them for donations with this industry called PET International. And so we throw absolutely no vinyl away that's in the raw state. The only thing that goes in the landfill is the cutoffs from the cutting. As you can see in our cutting department, we've got 6 multi-ply cutters, cutting 2 shifts, multi-layers. Bennington seats are very complex. They vary in the number of pieces in them. Some have up to 40 to 50 pieces per bench. These have to be matched, sorted, cut in an orderly fashion. As you can see coming off the cutter, it's color coded so that when they put the pieces together, they know how to bundle them. They're notched, as you can see. They've got all the notches in them so the sewers know exactly how to sew them, where to sew them, how to put them together. If those notches don't fit, the cover doesn't fit. So these cutters are very, very important as far as accuracy, speed, and keeping track of the product. And this is a step one in the whole production system. When it starts here, if it's done right here, it goes through sewing right, it goes through stapling right, and everything fits. Well, as we'll see later on in our pattern department, it's very important that these things are patterned correctly so that everything does fit. So when the people upholster, they don't have to torque them, they don't have to heat them, they don't have to do anything. They're patterned to come under the cushion 1.5 inches, and that's where we pull it every time. It's a standard throughout the industry in our factory. Other companies do it randomly. They don't start and finish the same. They're random, so it's up to the operator. He's going to pull it 3 inches, the next one's going to pull it 1 inch. We pull it all at 1.5 inches. And every one of our tack guides in the seat has a notch. It shows exactly how deep to pull it, and that's how you get consistency on a Bennington product. That's what sets them apart as far as quality, fit, comfort, finish. All starts here. As you can see, this is the bundling department, and all of the pieces that come off, the 6 cutters, come off in pieces. It's a huge puzzle. These gals do a wonderful job of putting the pieces together, bundling them for the sewers so that they know what to sew. It's extremely complicated because of all the pieces, and at Bennington running 40 to 50 boats a day, that's a lot of product going through, and these women do a great job. This is the detail that we do in a Bennington seat. It's hand marked, hand stitched diamonds. So when everybody says hand stitched seats, these are definitely hand done, extremely time consuming. And as you can see, she's marking the X's, and then she'll take it over to the sewing machine and hand stitch every one of those diamond panels. And that's what goes into the deluxe Bennington boats. As you can see, we've got a huge sewing department here, and very skilled labor anymore. You can't just get anybody and their brother to sew these seats together like we used to do in the old days. Everything is thread matched, color matched. You can see when she's sewing here that the notches are extremely important as far as how they fit together. The top stitching, the detail, all by hand, very intricate. We use the same machines throughout the facility, so everybody gets used to how they work and what they work. The vinyls are the best in the industry. The quality of the Bennington seat is the heavier construction thread. It just works phenomenal. Our thread also has an antimicrobial that we try to kill any bacteria, anything that gets into the seat at the thread. And we're the only ones in the industry that have that. Every thread that we buy has that on it.
The custom work that goes into a Bennington is simply exhausting. This is a panel for one of our new G 2017. It has as many as 15 different hand-sewn pieces. The vinyls that we select are the best in the industry, and we'll show you that a little later on. The threads are color matched. It's all hand done in this beautiful workplace in this air-conditioned environment to ensure a great product when you receive it.
As you can see, she's getting set up here to do a hand-stitched panel for the diamond stitch boat. As we saw before, she was marking the panel. Now she stitches the pattern. This is a double needle machine. Sometimes it's done with colored thread, as you can see. Sometimes it's in the white, depending on what they order. Highly custom interior, highly detailed. Very time consuming. But it's like the automotive concept. That's how you get it done. craftsmanship. The sewers are so good at this, and as you can see, to sew a straight line and to do that many lines consistently and not have them be crooked, wavy, it's totally hand stitched. And we do that on every panel, on every diamond stitch boat. Well, the foam that we use in the quilting process, and it doesn't matter if it's in the helm seats or in the boat seats, this is a soft layer, 3/4 inch thick, that we sew through the diamonds and any of the quilting, and it gives you that pillow effect, that soft initial feel, that definition that you see, that luxury appearance of the diamond stitch. That's what sets it apart from the competition. We also, on the recliners, we'll use the same type of foam, but it might be 1.25 inches thick, which gives you more loft, more definition. Depends on the application and the look that we're trying to achieve. But it does add to the comfort, does add to the quality, does add to the appearance. And the visual appearance is 90% of it, and then the rest of it is it's got to sit good. And this helps make everything sit good. As you can see, these are the sewn-in panels on the helm seat program, the recliner. We sew that in individually, couple that with the soft touch vinyls, gives you that luxurious hand feel, the loft, as you can see, the comfort makes all the difference in the world. But it's this time-consuming steps that a lot of companies shortcut, that we put into the Bennington seats, that just sets them apart, makes them more comfortable, makes them more luxurious, makes them more appealing visually and in comfort. We've got 3 6-head monogram machines that we program ourselves, do all our own monogramming so we can control the stitch, control how it looks, control the design of it. As you can see, this is stitching the Bennington logo right now. And we can do multiples at a time and keeps our production going. We're completely vertically integrated on this, and it gives us the opportunity to react quicker and control the quality. This is a section of the facility where we build the S's, and as you can see, they line up, they're all foamed up, ready to go. The staplers, do the cushions in the back. Foam comes in all pre-cut, ready to go, pre-sized, predetermined, pre-spec. We do that up in the R&D department. So when they come in, they match the plastic to the foam, glue it up, everything fits. As you can see, all the hinges are color matched. They're either the tan or the taupe. They always match. That's one of the things that Bennington does so well, is that they match everything. They don't miss a detail, they don't miss anything that is an oddball or an eyesore, as a lot of the competition does. A lot of the people will just put on a straight aluminum hinge or a black hinge that's generic. Makes it a lot easier for purchasing. But as you can see on the cushions over there, some are tan, some are sandstone, variety. Same with colored plastic. They go to the detail of matching the plastic to the vinyl. Creates a lot more SKUs, but it does a lot nicer finished product. The foams are all multi-density. We've got a higher base standard than the industry, but we mixed the densities up. In the back, you always have it softer than in the cushion where you need the support. So we'll always go firmer in the cushion, softer in the back. Again, ergonomics are number one. If the seat doesn't sit good, nobody's gonna buy the boat. Okay, as you can see, we've got 3 loading docks, 2-stage trailers, custom made for Bennington. The furniture gets put on the skids, as he's doing here. They roll into the truck, they're on rollers, so they feed in per boat. Then as they take them off, the next one rolls to the back, and we just deliver constantly all day long to keep their supply going. Thanks for coming and visiting Veada Industries. As you can see, it's a highly complex industry that we do. Lots of patterns, lots of cut, lots of variety, lots of uniqueness, and everything is custom. And we're thrilled to be a part of the Bennington family, have been since day one, and we appreciate it. And thanks for visiting Veada Industries.